All right, we talked in class about this unit being about linear equations, and we have deducted that line means a line, linear line is a line, and equation means an equal sign. So we're going to deal with two types of linear equations today when we go through, and we're going to talk about slope-intercept form and standard form. And you can always go back and forth between the two. If you get something in slope-intercept form, you can turn it into standard form, and if you have something in standard form, you can always turn it back into slope-intercept form. So let's look at slope-intercept form. It's the easiest one that we do, and it's what everybody in algebra refers to as y equals mx plus b. So slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. We already know from today's lesson, or I guess depending on when you watch this, that M stands for what? Where did my story take place of the skier? On a mountain. So M stands for slope. And it's always lowercase, it's never uppercase. B stands for what I like to call the beginning point, just because it starts with B, but really it's the y-intercept. So what I like to refer to it as the beginning point where we start our graphing, it's really the y-intercept, which means it intersects that y-axis. So that's all that we need to know for slope-intercept form. Two major points of information, slope and beginning point. So that's all that's going to change. If I have the slope and I have a y-intercept, voila, I can change it into y equals mx plus b form. All I do, instead of writing y equals mx plus b, I simply plug in. Y stays the same. My slope is 2, so I'm going to put 2x minus 1. So notice what happens there. I'm just evaluating. I'm evaluating this equation when m is 2 and when b is negative 1. So that is slope-intercept, y equals 2x minus 1. And I can see from this equation that my slope is 2 and my beginning point, my y-intercept, is negative 1. Okay? All right, let's take a look at a couple more examples. So let's take a look at number 2. Well, remember, it's y equals mx plus b is the form. So my slope is negative 3/5, so y equals negative 3/5 x plus 4. My slope is negative 3/5, and my beginning point is 4. The only thing that remains the same is this y, this equal, and this x. So you'll notice, look, what is the only thing changing? My slope is changing, and my beginning point is changing. Everything else, y equals stays the same, and x stays the same. So we're just plugging in here. So on number 3, y equals negative 3x plus 2. Y equals negative x plus 7. My slope is negative 1, or just negative, that's okay, and then plus 7. So your slope is the coefficient of x. It's that coefficient. So on number 5, y equals 1/4 x. Do I need to add plus 0? I don't have to. I can, but it's not as simplified as it could be. Number 6, y equals negative 5/2 x minus 3. Okay? So that's slope-intercept form when we look at it.